to Kansas, gateway to Oz. Under the rainbow, this is where it was. Hollyhocks and red ripe tomatoes, hand-churned homemade ice cream. Let me tell you, Kansas is more than tornadoes. It's the best part of Dorothy's dream.
Today on Around Kansas, we start with our wildlife segment about the butterflies in the state. Next, we'll take a look at the life of kangaroo rats. Then we'll have a poem from Ron Wilson, and we'll end with a look at the KBI building located on Washburn Campus. Stay with us.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com. This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life.
Good Wednesday morning. I'm Deb Goodrich, and welcome to Around Kansas. Coming to you this morning from my kitchen, which is a rare thing for me. Having a morning at home to myself is pretty nice, actually. Dr. Jake is out doing vet work, and, well, I'm spending it with you. Just warmed up my coffee. Thank God for coffee. So I hope you can grab a cup and join us because we got a great show for you this morning, as always. And I want to give a shout out to our videographer, Michael, Michael Gehring. He just puts up with all kinds of nonsense to help me get on the air every week. Bless his heart. And our other programs as well, Dr. Dan, all the other great things we have every morning for you. Hey, I want to, shameless self-promotion, but all in the name of education, people. While we're in the midst of graduations and all the things, Father's Day, not long, Thoth's Dragon. This is the documentary film from myself and filmmaker Brenda Trofe, Farm Girl Productions, and the Fort Wallace Museum. That is a story of friendship and adventure on the high plains. The discovery of a plesiosaur fossil, an amazing fossil find, and one of the most significant in Kansas history, out here on the plains of Kansas, actually in Logan County, in the far western edge of Logan County. So if you would like me to come to your town for your historical society or some other group and share the film, do a screening, it's about an hour long, and do some discussion. We had some great times in Hayes and Oberlin and Atwood and just so many towns that we've shared the film, and so would love to come and share it with you. Topeka, had a great time in Topeka. I think we're going to be coming back to Topeka to the public library at some point soon. So stay tuned for that, and we'll keep you updated. Hey, if you hear that rattling noise in the background, that is the wind, folks, because, this is Kansas, and on the high plains of Kansas, by golly, we do have some wind. So that's just the wind rattling the windows in this old farmhouse, so fear not. Well, there's so many things going on, and again, I want so many of my friends to come out, actually June 1st, to the Battle of Blackjack, the Blackjack Battlefield, one of my favorite places, one of the first places I fell in love with when I came to Kansas, and of course the story there on the Santa Fe Trail of all the explosive events during the Bleeding Kansas era. It's just unmatched for drama and significance to our nation's history. I will actually be speaking there on Saturday morning, the 1st. So not sure exactly the time, but again, watch Facebook and I'll try to keep you updated on that. But it's always so much fun to go back and join those folks. That very same weekend, Dr. Jake and I are also part of an artist shoot with American Frontier Productions, our dear friend Rob Culbertson, Cowboy Culbertson. And if you are an artist in the Western genre, then I'm sure he can find a place for you. The artist, the stuff they come up with, just absolutely incredible works of art. And Michael came with us last year and did some incredible photographs that I think he can share with you here too. And I'm just always floored by the artwork that comes out of these events, and Cowboy and all the models work so hard to do whatever the artists need. Okay, another Big West moment. We have the weekend of July 12th, 13th, and 14th at Russell Springs at the Butterfield Trail Museum, I think is the proper name of the museum there in Russell Springs. And then at the Fort Wallace Museum, we're actually recreating 22 miles of the Smoky Hill Trail.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise, and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source. Together we grow.
This segment brought to you by the Western Kansas Wildlife Travel Center in Oakley.
While we complain endlessly about the myriad flying creatures of summer that invariably make our lives miserable, we sing the praises of the butterfly. When it flutters by and chances to land on our hand, we consider ourselves blessed. Its virtues are proclaimed in art and song, and especially in popular culture, using the butterfly to sell everything from deodorant to insurance. There is even the butterfly effect, a theory that became so popular it inspired the film by the same name. The term butterfly effect, coined by Edward Lorenz, is derived from the metaphorical example of the details of a tornado, the exact time of formation, the exact path taken, being influenced by minor perturbations, such as the flapping of the wings of a distant butterfly several weeks earlier. Lorenz discovered the effect when he observed a very small change in initial conditions had created a significantly different outcome. Perturbations. That is your word for the week, folks. So, this simple little creature, who brings us so much joy and brightens our days with its brief and unexpected visits, naturally lends itself to metaphors. The fact that it transforms from one state of being to another, its initial life as a worm, its cocoon, its emergence as something beautiful. All these stages lend themselves to encouraging people through life transitions. The good news with this inspirational bug is that it is literally everywhere. There are dozens of species of butterflies and moths in Kansas, and lots of advice on how to attract them to your garden. There are Facebook pages and websites devoted to photos, gardening tips, and identification tools. Kids are naturally drawn to butterflies, and what kid hasn't taken a lovely lunar moth to school for science class or show and tell? Welcome to Western Kansas Wildlife Travel Center, right here in Oakley, Kansas on I-70 at exit 76. I-70, after all, is America's Main Street, and we're right here on Main Street for you. Now that I'm an Oakley resident, I still come in almost every day, and I sit and listen to the conversations of the people around me. You know, the guys who are talking about the big elk they just bagged, or the folks who are taking their kid to college for the first time. People just traveling up and down the highway. Real people, just like you and me. And they find just what I find here, real people to serve them. There's history, there's scenery. We hope you'll stop and see us soon. Welcome to Oakley.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
ValleyVet.com, ValleyVet.com, Valley Vet Supply.
Kim Mannering with Hardy Insurance. Today we will talk about employee safety and work comp coverage. On your farm, do you ask your friends to come help? Are they considered employees or neighbors helping neighbors? Did you know that you can be held responsible just as if it's a work comp accident, give me a call. We can discuss. 316-945-6733.
Fort Wallace was the fightingest fort in the West. Fossils, Indians, soldiers, scouts, wagons, trails, pioneers, stories. Discover the story of Fort Wallace and the people who served here, the people who fought here, the people who settled here. Wallace County, where the past is present.
Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture, represents grassroots agriculture. The state's largest and most powerful farm organization stands up for its members through leadership development, agriculture education, legal defense, environmental advocacy, farm safety, and risk management. Members also enjoy money-saving benefits. To join our organization today or to learn more, go to www.kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life.
They are called kangaroo rats, well, because they look like little kangaroos hopping across the road in your headlights. Yes, they hop. They can, in fact, hop a distance of 6 feet, 9 feet on a good day. This remarkable rodent can even change direction mid-hop. They are bipedal, meaning they use 2 feet instead of all 4. They are 4-toed little beasts with big hind legs, small front legs, and relatively large heads. The tails of kangaroo rats are longer than both their bodies and their heads. Another notable feature of kangaroo rats are their fur-lined cheek pouches, which are used for storing food. Their coloration varies from cinnamon buff to dark gray depending on the species. The Ord kangaroo rat, found in the western half of Kansas, is cinnamon buff. They are rarely seen during the day, burrowing in sandy soil till nightfall, when they appear to be food for nearly every other creature on the plains. Coyotes, foxes, badgers, weasels, owls, and every slithering snake imaginable feast on the little fellers. Since they primarily feed on seeds, they gather as many as they can and stuff them into their little pouches. Thus, they spend their time outside the burrow gathering and hoarding and wait till they get back to the nest to begin digesting their haul. They do not need much water, instead breaking down seeds with their metabolism, making them ideal survivors in the arid landscapes of the high plains. They can also conserve water by lowering their metabolic rate, which reduces loss of water through their skin and respiratory system. Another fascinating feature of these little guys is their complex burrow system. The burrows have separate chambers for specific purposes like sleeping, living, and food storage. The spacing of the burrows depends on the number of kangaroo rats and the abundance of food. Kangaroo rats also live in colonies that range from 6 to several hundred dens. The burrow of a kangaroo rat is important in providing protection from the harsh desert environment. To maintain a constant temperature and relative humidity in their burrows, kangaroo rats plug the entrances with soil during the day. When the outside temperature is too hot, a kangaroo rat stays in its cool, humid burrow and leaves it only at night. To reduce loss of moisture through respiration when sleeping, a kangaroo rat buries its nose in its fur to accumulate a small pocket of moist air. The next time you see the buff-colored little rodent crossing the road, you might take a moment to marvel at what an interesting little creature he is.
We started farming in 1970. It was harder work then than it is now, a lot more physical work and the wear and tear on my knees and my body. Now here I'm 70 years old. Well, I started having knee pain here 4 or 5 years ago, and so I was looking for a stem cell clinic, and lo and behold, my good friend John Farley and Ken Wood, who'd been customers and friends for a number of years, opened their clinic, and in about 2 months my heel was a lot better, and then at the end of 3 months and then going on 4, why my knee started making significant improvement, and it's sure been a blessing, because before I had the stem cells, well, I'd be driving a tractor, and if I sat in a tractor for 2 or 3 hours, when I got out I'd have to stop and get the kinks out of my knee and shake it, and today that's not a problem. This is one of my favorite bits that I make. The name I give this bit is the Derby bit. I had a roan head horse that was running through the bridle with the chain bit, and I made this bit here. It really worked good on that horse. I sent this bit to Donnie McNeese, who breaks in cattle for Jeff Smith and Ike Cox, and I said, ride this bit on a lot of horses, see how you get along with it. They did. He said, Bull, that's really a good bit. Fits a lot of horses. Then I give this bit to my good friend Brent Wright, who I make bits for, and I said, see how this bit will work on a reining horse. I call him up a couple months later. I said, Brent, how you get along with that bit? And he said, good. He said, you don't need it right this minute, do you? And I said, no. He said, good, because I'm down here in Texas and I just won a big fraternity riding that bit. And when Brent got home, he gave me the buckle that he won the fraternity with. I'm really proud of that buckle that Brent Wright gave it to me, and also that he got along so good with my bit.
Next time you see a beautiful field of corn, reach out and thank the farmers who work tirelessly to raise corn for livestock feed, renewable fuels, and exports to feed a growing world population. The farmers on the Kansas Corn Commission work for Kansas Corn with grower-funded checkoff dollars that support foreign and domestic market development, research, promotion, and education to expand opportunities for Kansas farmers. To learn more, visit kscorn.com.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Howdy folks, I'm Ron Wilson, Poet Laureate. The cowboy really came alive in legend at the time of the great cattle drives, and the goal of the Texas drovers was to get to Abilene. This poem is in honor of the first cow towns. One of the first cow towns the world had ever seen was the little community known as Abilene. It all began after the Civil War here with the man for beef from the western frontier. A livestock dealer named Joseph McCoy helped bring about the American cowboy. He saw longhorns in Texas running free, and he knew what an opportunity these could be. McCoy looked for a place with grass and water abiding where he could build a big railroad siding. He traveled through Kansas on a railroad route west in search of a town that would suit his request, and when he got to the city of Abilene, he found a place which he had foreseen. It became a cattle shipping point henceforth for Texas drovers bringing cattle north. Thousands of longhorns came up the Chisholm Trail to the city of Abilene to meet the rail. The money flowed and cowboys got wild until the local folks got riled. So in time the cattle trade moved west in the Texas cattle rancher's quest. But in the history of the West, the name still resounds. Abilene, Kansas, one of the first cow towns. Happy trails.
Sure Crop Fertilizers was started by my father, Don Sherman, and my mother, Shirley Sherman. Family business that started in the 80s. We predominantly focus on plant nutrients and what we can do to give growers better responses with the fertilizer dollars that they do, and what we can do to make those things work better for the grower. We're based out of Seneca, Kansas. We work with growers in their soil analysis to figure out what they need, and then we can put those in a blend that gives them the best results, and so that we can deliver that direct to their farm so that they have those nutrients where they need them, when they need them, and so that they can apply them in a manner that's very efficient to them and works well in their planting systems and what they're doing. Sure Crop Fertilizers has been around for a long time. We always say we're big enough to take care of everything you need, but yet we're small enough to do it quickly. You can get a hold of us at 1-800-635-4743. Our website is surecropfertilizers.com, and you can always email me at Corey@surecropfertilizers.com, and with any questions you have, we're glad to answer it and work with you.
Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture, represents grassroots agriculture. The state's largest and most powerful farm organization stands up for its members through leadership development, agriculture education, legal defense, environmental advocacy, farm safety, and risk management. Members also enjoy money-saving benefits. To join our organization today or to learn more, go to www.kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Join us for the 4th Annual Meeting Demand Sale at Gardner Angus Ranch, Monday, May 13th at 10 a.m. Up for sale are 173 20-month-olds and 250 bred commercial cows and heifers, including the complete dispersal of longtime Gardner customer YOLO Ranch. Catalog available at GardnerAngus.com. Register for online bidding at liveauction.tv. At Gardner Angus Ranch, you aren't just buying a breed, you are buying a brand backed by 4 generations of disciplined seed stock production. See you May 13th at the ranch.
You don't have to be a farmer or rancher to become a Kansas Farm Bureau member. Anyone can join. As a member, you'll get discounts on things like hotels and entertainment, health and wellness services, cell phone plans, and more. You'll also strengthen the lives of your fellow Kansans and help build strong, prosperous communities through agriculture advocacy and education. Join us today. Visit kfb.org/join to learn more.
The new Better Horses Network is worldwide. Presented by Lucas Oil. Featuring worldwide radio and TV with iconic hosts like Al Dunning, Sharon Camarillo, Ernie Rodina, Lindy Birch, and Craig Cameron. With American Cowboy, Horse and Rider, Brushy Creek, Cavenders, and Ride TV. Worldwide radio and TV. The all-new Better Horses Network.
As fourth-generation farmers themselves, Heinen Brothers Ag Service understands the risk and rewards of farming. So when it comes to quality aerial and ground application, fertilizer, ag chemicals, and anhydrous ammonia, call Heinen Brothers Ag today, 800-760-4964.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter. The Kansas Bureau of Investigation, KBI, opened a $55 million forensic lab on the grounds of Washburn University. The 100,000 square foot building houses the Bureau's state-of-the-art crime lab and replaces the existing facility located in the basement of a former Topeka school building. According to KBI Lab Director Mike Van Stratton, there are 70 scientists and technicians working in the facility. The new building has specific areas reserved for each department of the lab, including biology, DNA, toxicology, chemistry, firearm tool marks, latent prints, trace evidence, and digital forensics. There is also an area for processing vehicles. In addition to housing KBI's forensics operation, the new building houses an expanded forensics program for Washburn University. In addition to the existing forensic chemical science degree, which includes an emphasis on forensic chemistry and biology, the university recently added concentrations in digital forensics and forensic anthropology, as well as forensic investigation, to the Washburn course offerings. The students will work in labs similar to those used by the KBI forensic scientists, and they will share common space, including a crime reconstruction space and a 100-seat auditorium. KBI scientists will be guest lecturers and experts in Washburn's classes, and faculty members will be available to provide their expertise to KBI as needed. It is expected that some of those students will transition to KBI forensic scientists and technicians. The new building is the result of a partnership between the university, KBI, and the city of Topeka. The Topeka Public Building Commission financed the project, and rent paid by KBI will eventually retire the bonds. This lab is one of only a handful of working forensic labs on university campuses, and the only one where the lab and the university share space to help educate students, according to a Washburn spokesman.
Well, folks, it's been another great morning. Really appreciate having you with us, and we'll see you somewhere around Kansas.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.
Hollyhocks and red ripe tomatoes, hand-churned homemade ice cream. Let me tell you, Kansas is more than tornadoes. We're the best part of Dorothy's dream. We're the best part